Hi there, my name is Alex and I'm from LVLFi. And at LVLFi, we use gamification and behavioral economics to help health and life insurers combat two main issues. The first is customer engagement. How do you as an insurer engage your customers? The problem is that people don't always want to go and visit their life or health insurer's website or app. So especially millennials who don't like having phone calls with agents or speaking directly with their insurers, how do you engage your populations? How do you engage your insured to actually to converse with you and create a better brand relationship with you? How do you engage your insured population? So we say that just having a website or just having an app isn't enough. You actually have to add things like prizes and rewards and make it fun and interesting, so people actually will tend to spend the time to come and visit your website or come use your app. As a quick case study, there was a large Fortune 100 life insurer, and they only had a website. And on that website, like that, 10% of their insured would visit annually, and 90% wouldn't even do that, wouldn't even come once a year. By offering their insured population a simple step counting app and some very sort of what we call level 1 gamification, they managed to change that from less than 10% of their insured annually visiting their website to having 75% monthly and 35% daily visits to their app. So you really can change that dynamics and change that way they talk to their insured population, which obviously helps build a better brand relationship, helps lower churn. The second issue is customer wellness, and specifically obesity. So in the US, 74% of Americans are overweight and 36% are obese. This has huge healthcare and life insurance costs. So something like 75% of healthcare spending in the US is on chronic disease, which is often tied to obesity. So obesity is a large problem and a large cost center for insurers in health and life. So if we can make people a little bit healthier, a little bit more active, we can lower their costs, lower their claims rates, lower their costs. So there was a Harvard meta study which came out pretty recently, which said if you take 10,000 steps a day, you lower your risk of getting cancer by 20%. It is one of the best things you can do to lower your risk of getting cancer. So, and there's another here from the National Cancer Institute. We're looking at actually insurance for over 40s. With people who took 8,000 steps compared to 4,000 steps, they lowered their complete all-cause mortality by 41%. That's a huge change in mortality rates. So we know from some pretty prestigious organizations and some pretty in-depth studies that getting people more active, taking more steps, lowers their risk for chronic disease, so primarily cancer, diabetes, cardiovascular disease. And that obviously is going to lower the claims rates and therefore the costs for you, the health and life insurers. One of the ways to do that is by using games. So Pokemon Go, which came out a few years ago, what's interesting, it had several hundred million people download it in the first 6 months. And those people, they walked a total of 5 billion miles and lost 100 million pounds, LBS pounds of weight playing the game. So we know that for huge data sets like Pokemon Go, hundreds of millions of people will run around and do exercise if you can gamify it, if you can give them either virtual or real world solutions for it, prizes. This is where we come in. At LVLFi, we have a platform of apps and games which encourage and reward your insured populations to both engage with you more and to be more active, take more steps. So here's, you can see quickly sort of on screen, you can see what the app looks like. So we both have a front-facing app for the users. They can we encourage them, give them rewards to take more steps, and then we have the data. So at the back end, we get all their step data. Remember that step data is a very good proxy for health. So if you know someone's taking 10,000 steps a day, they're probably quite likely to be healthy. Taking 2,000 steps a day, they're quite likely to be unhealthy and much more at higher risk of chronic disease. So they get to play a fun app, enjoy it, play some games, have a good time, win some prizes, and you get all their step data, which we get from them in return. Here's a little bit sort of more in-depth look at the app. So we use all the classic tools of gamification and behavioral economics to help nudge people to take more steps. So prizes and raffles, unlocks. We use loss aversion theory. We kind of give them virtual things, whether it's streaks or prizes or both virtual prizes and real world prizes, and things they can win by doing certain challenges. So that is, we make it fun and engaging, rewarding and exciting for your insured population to take more steps and to talk to you more. We also have a platform of games. So you can see, for instance, our riff on Candy Crush here is Calorie Crush, which is sort of a game where you have to match fruit and take steps. So all our games are around taking steps to progress, to get new sort of gold in game or move along the map, whatever it may be. And we have a variety of games. So we recognize that different demographics are going to play different games. Some may be big gamers, and that's great. They can play their games and get their steps and and engage in the games. And some may not be sort of huge games and not have much time to spend on their phone. Therefore, they can just play the app, win some money quite quickly, or try to win some money, win some prizes, and move on. So we kind of have we'd like to sort of offer things for sort of people of different abilities, different age groups, different demographics. We also have a challenge map. So we obviously offer people challenges. Can you take X amount of steps in Y amount of time, or can you do so many steps per day, or whatever it may be. But what we get a little bit more interesting and a little bit more exciting for you, the insurer, is in our challenge map, we offer, one of the challenges we have is how many has to read something you give them. So we kind of ask, when we ask you, the insurer, you can send out emails and mailers and flyers to people about insurance and about their insurance policy, but often people don't read them. We kind of ask lots of people how many people actually read, even if they're in the insurance industry, how many people read the emails they get from their insurer from top to bottom? How many actually go through it, or how many times does that go to spam? So what we do is we gamify the process of reading about insurance and then answering questions on that insurance. So we almost force people, we give them big rewards for reading about their insurance and asking questions. They have to remember it well enough to ask questions. So what we also help you do is help you sort of speak and chat with your, give information to your insured so that they read and actually learn a little bit more about insurance. And when we gamify that process to make it more fun and rewarding for them. So does it actually work? So we did a POC with a Fortune 100 health insurer, so one of the largest health insurers in the US, over 8 months. And here's the data. So we had about a 19% increase in average steps. So that's our main KPI. So we sort of definitely, from our data, made people take more steps, which made them therefore less likely to get chronic disease. And this was in a majority obese population, over 40 female, which is generally one of the hardest populations to try and motivate. So this is our initial data, and we've got some other data coming in from a few other POCs we've run in the last few months. So here's a bunch of metrics. This is not just us saying that steps have value. It's some of the biggest insurers in the world saying that steps have value. Some biggest organizations in the world saying steps have value. And that by getting people to be more active, by gamifying it, we can really target the overweight and obese populations. So while there's quite a lot of competition going on for the very healthy people, which are already very healthy and obviously paying the lowest premiums because of that, we see there's a lot of money in the overweight, the obese, the drinkers, the smokers, the sort of everyday types who are paying more for their insurance than they have to. And by getting these people to be healthier, you can either lower their premiums and make yourself more attractive as a company to them, or you can make more money per user as they lower their claims rates in the aggregate. So in terms of pricing, Zachary is probably the leader in this segment. We're about a sixth of their price, so we're quite sort of cost effective and quite sort of aggressive in terms of getting our pricing down. So we get to about $1 per user per month, depending on services and how many people, etc. So the idea is we are quite sort of cost effective in terms of getting you to have a good program you can roll out both your customer engagement, so from your marketing budget, but also from some of the underwriters or sort of special projects in terms of trying to see can we have that long-term increase in steps, which allows for a cost reduction in terms of underwriting, in terms of claims, and therefore cost. So for the customer, they get this completely free. They get to play fun games, they get to win some prizes, they get to do some challenges and medals and badges and leaderboards and all this kind of good stuff. It's free for them and they have a good time doing it. So hopefully they like your brand a little bit more because they've just had a fun experience or just won a $5 Starbucks gift card as opposed to just paying an annual premium. For you, the insurer, hopefully, we reduce your costs, so people in the aggregate will claim less, you'll get less claims for chronic disease, which will save you significant amounts of money. You get data analytics, so we get all those people's step data, which you can use as proxies for their health, and that kind of brand loyalty, so you're going to have a better relationship with your insured. So yeah, so kind of recapping, we believe that steps and the engagement, both customer engagement and customer wellness, both have value. We help you have that better relationship with your insured to make them healthier. So they're going to like you more because they're also healthier, they're happier, there's a correlation there. They're also going to cost you less money. So this idea is a win-win. You get to save money, they get to be healthier and happier, and have a more enjoyable experience. So thank you very much for your time. Please get in touch. We'd love to discuss doing POCs and trials with more health and life insurers, or doing cross-selling of life insurance with sort of third parties, things like banks or people who have both P&C and life insurance. So thank you very much, and please get in touch. It's LVLFi, LVLFi.com, Alex at LVLFi. Thank you. Goodbye.